Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Lee Cage, and I am your host for 15 Minutes with. I am super excited about today's conversation with my friend and my brother, and I feel like my cousin, bike rider. You guys probably already know who he is. His name is Kenton Yaklin. Now, he is one of two Yaklins in the Workday ecosystem. Kenton has been a director of project management with over a decade of experience in excelling in project oversight, operational optimizations, cross border teams, resource coordination. And he just so happens to have some hidden talent in his back pocket that most of the Workday ecosystem may not be aware of. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring to the stage Mr. Kenton Yaklin. Good morning.
Howdy. How you doing?
I am well, and yourself?
Doing great. Doing great.
I love the howdy. That tells me right off the bat you are from the South. Tell me, Kenton, tell me a little bit about you and your background and all the things.
Sure. I'm actually not from the South. I am some of the Yaklin clan that's from Michigan. So
We'll give you a
all,
Southern pass.
I know, but we take it well. Take it well. About me, ex-attorney that got into project management by way of a great company called TransPerfect. And then from there, got into Workday via my brother, Jason Yaklin, at OneSource Virtual. Hidden things about me. I mean, I'd probably have more motorcycles than I need, and I ride them probably too frequently. I'm a
Hey,
Chihuahua dad, and I love my tiny dog. And yeah, that's about it.
now, so tell me, how does you mentioned, Jason uh, helped, I guess, encourage you to come over to the Workday ecosystem. How was it transition? And tell me some of the roles that you kind of held on the Workday side of the house.
Sure. At the time, I was working with a company called TransPerfect, and I was helping them create their e-discovery document review division with project management, things of that nature. And at the time, I was just traveling a ton. I was in Hong Kong and London and Vietnam. I was burning out. I was so tired. And Jason and I were talking. He's like, I think you'd really like Workday. I think you'd like kind of like working with me at OneSource Virtual. He knows that I love process and I love project plans and I love making things go according to plan and to expectation. So I went over there with him and met with some people, and I really liked the environment. I liked the team, and everything about Workday was really intriguing. So I jumped in with both feet, and it was great.
Wow. So, I mean, that just proves that Workday truly is for everyone, regardless of your background, especially making that transition from practicing to project management to, from what I hear, even director of project management for both TransPerfect and for Altura, right?
Not necessarily much on a tour. I was the project manager. That I was actually with more of an operations role, believe it or not. While I was at TransPerfect, I had the opportunity to really help build and scale a division, and part of doing that was knowing the minutia and making a lot of mistakes, but learning along the way. And when I got to Altura, I was supposed to just be an engagement manager and kind of pick back up off where I was at OneSource. But, they didn't have the same need that they thought they would. So I just got busy working, got scrappy, and found out they really needed some help when it came to their internal processes and their contract systems, everything they were doing in terms of the back end. And I just jumped in there and made myself useful.
Wow. So that's I love the term "got scrappy." If you for those of you that are listening, you will likely see that term used somewhere else with me in the future. So, from attorney, project management. So you mentioned Chihuahua there. Now,
Sure.
tell me a little. How does this happen? I mean, you're a Hartley guy. Tell me how this became fact.
Yeah, I am a 6'3", bearded, 230-pound, lip riding, cowboy boot wearing guy, and I often I don't know if she's around. Daisy May, are you around here? No, okay. Tiny Chihuahua. She's usually wearing a dress. Uh,
Oh my goodness.
oh, she's something. I tell you what, she's the ultimate accessory. But my ex had a Chihuahua, and I never thought I'd be Chihuahua people. but he kind of de facto became my dog because we were his buddies. And, unfortunately, the girl and I didn't work out, but the love of
All
the
did.
did. And, somebody unfortunately threw Daisy May out of a car. She was abandoned. One of my friends kind of picked her up and dusted her off and gave her to a rescue. And I needed a dog, and she's been mine for the past 3 years. We just actually had our third gotcha day.
Wow, I love that. That's an incredible story. It reminds me of this unique, um, actually, they're a Workday customer, this unique nonprofit called Best Friends Animal Society. And
Awesome.
it sounds like even you have figured it out that dogs truly are man's best friends. I love that story.
Yeah, she's my co-pilot. She goes everywhere with me. She rides the motorcycle with me. She runs errands.
Wow.
It's
So
weird to see me without her.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Kenton, you have this really unique story here, and I would really love to delve more, a little bit deeper. I guess I'm curious, what does the future look and feel like for you, in this kind of blended background that you have where you've been scrappy from operations and incident response, you've done this project management work, and you have this unique set of tools that I think truly is very hard to find in the Workday ecosystem.
Yeah.
Most people are either birthed from the HRIS side of the house or the HRIT, or they were HR managers and became HRS folks, or they were always ops people. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. I really like being a good blend for who I'm working for because at any given point, I can speak Workday, I can speak legal, and I can speak operations and process. And bringing those three things together, I think really has helped the employers I've had. Well, when it came to Altura, it wasn't a matter of building process in the dark and helping them scale. It was building process according to Workday and what worked there when it came to implementing projects. So it's really being able to execute things with an eye toward finished product. That's I think is my superpower there in the Workday ecosystem is bringing external talent to a Workday centric problem and ultimately trying to find the best possible solution with all things in mind.
Wow, that sounds like there's a professor at Harvard, Linda Hill, who talks so much about the need for organizations to really tap into that. And the interdependency of organizations meeting their maximum success and their strategic trajectory and all of those things by leveraging people who don't look like or have the traditional experience. Because you do bring that really unique perspective that, I mean, for a guy who's been in Workday for 10 years, I'm a little blinded by certain things, right? But for someone like you that has that diversified background, I think that's truly amazing. So you mentioned your Workday superpowers. Any other superpowers that you have, Kenton?
Mm. Probably my ability to think through and create scalable processes. And then more importantly from that, maintain them because what
Mm,
I've learned is almost anybody can think up a way to do something, but really it's about can you follow through and can you see it to completion? That's something that I really pride myself on is I follow through and I ensure that whatever we said we're going to get done, we get done in the way we're going to get it done. Now, the corollary to that is not being so rigid that you can't make changes and be agile along the way. So it's really a matter of building processes, follow them through, and being constantly ready to change in order to either make your supervisor happy, your client happy, or your coworkers.
well, I love that. The ability to manage up and manage down, but also there's a phrase that Nikisha Hicks, she was one of my first guests on 15 Minutes with, but she says, flexible people can't get bent out of shape.
That's a really good statement. I'm actually gonna steal that. I'm sorry.
Feel free. I'm already borrowing your
I, I'm going right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a true and also simple um comment and kind of methodology that if I'm flexible and if I can look into the future and if I can be flexible about even what that looks like, I don't get it. I don't get bent out of shape. I just rise to the occasion and deliver the goods.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. you've been in the Workday ecosystem for a very long time. I have some like questions around like highlighting moments. Who or what has been your most favorite customer or memorable project? Like where you thought like, oh, we did the thing or we survived the project. Just I'm curious. I'm always intrigued by what consultants come back and say, especially when it comes to like most memorable projects and rising to
Mhm.
the occasion.
Sure. It was probably one of my first implementations that I did on my own, and it was a national liquor chain.
I like that already.
Yeah, I mean, going to their headquarters was great. Hanging out with them was great. It was just one of those experiences where I was kind of building the plane as I was flying it in some ways, and they were also too. But we worked together really well to, despite those issues, get everybody where they needed to be and get a final product that everybody was happy with.
Wow. I would say sounds like some resilience, but you guys obviously had some good medicine to cure any any challenges.
Resilience and teamwork, I think, was really important there, and I'm very happy with how things shaked out.
Wow. So we're at this interesting point, Kenton, where we go from this kind of conversation to a game we call rapid fire questions.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions. We want to know the first thing that comes to your mind.
Careful.
All right. So let's get started. What's the best advice a mentor ever gave you about Workday?
Never think that you're done learning it.
What have you learned from being in this field that everyone else should know?
Everybody has some talent that they can bring to the problem, and be ready to find it.
Okay. When are you most productive?
Mornings. I'm a morning guy.
What are you
After,
most
after
looking
4
forward to?
p.m. at sunset.
What are you most looking forward to?
In Workday? Or,
Period.
I'm sorry?
Just period.
Oh, I am replacing the carburetor on my motorcycle, and I'm looking forward to that running a lot better.
If your life was a movie, what would the tagline be?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going through all my favorite 80s films right now. Whatever the tagline was for Breakfast Club, give me that.
If your life was a children's book, what would it be called?
Ooh, good one. Where the sidewalk ends.
Okay, I feel like we'll need after talk about how to dig into that one.
Really?
If
My
you were
favorite book.
if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Ooh. Um, I would probably have to say the ability to eat an unlimited amount of tacos.
Cats or dogs?
Anything that loves me, I love that.
Physical strength or mental strength?
Oh, mental. Absolutely.
Thinker or doer?
Doer.
Learn by watching or learn by doing?
Doing.
That's such an interesting one. A lot of times, people who are very much doers actually learn by watching.
I got to get my hands in it. I
I
got to
love
take
it.
it around.
Are you more cautious or are you bold?
Oh, I'm cautious. That's the attorney in me.
What is your go-to karaoke song? I know there's one out there, Kenton, that just
There,
hear it.
uh, it'd probably be something by the Misfits, and I'm not sure which one I would choose. But let's just go ahead and say probably something by the Misfits.
Something by the Misfits. Okay, okay, we're gonna have to dig into that one as well.
Yeah,
Are you more like Glenn, or are you more like Dole or Jerry?
I'm definitely more like Glenn Danzig. Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Nice pull
Uh,
up.
what was your last impulse buy?
That's a good one. Probably this ridiculous candle holder that I'm looking at right now. It's just there's no reason for it.
Oh my gosh. If the CEO of your company asked for your advice, what would be the single phrase or memento that you would provide to him or her?
It'd be two, but they go together, which is if you want the right answer, go to the person that's at the bottom level, and then also to remember to listen twice as much as you speak.
Wow, I love that. All right, we're at the last one. We're just a few minutes over. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do two more here. Money or happiness?
Oh, happiness.
And can you freestyle rap?
I cannot. I cannot speak in such a way that my mouth and my brain correlate, and it's just going to be this long slurring of words. So no, unfortunately.
Okay, but I'm sure, like, if we put you up for trials, you'll be able to defend the camp from that perspective, do all the closing arguments.
I'd do my best, but I'd probably just try to be like a background dancer or something like that, or a hype man. I feel as though I'd be a great hype.
Oh my God. Okay, I love that. Kenton, any last minute notes or things you'd like to share with folks out there listening?
Uh, Mostly I'm just grateful if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for listening, and Lee, thank you for doing this with me. It's been great. I always enjoy my time with you. Every time that you and I run into each other, we always have a great conversation. So from our time at OSV to now, each time is always a good.
Well, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I consider the Yaklins extended family and wonderful friends. I think the world needs more good people, and you guys have rose to that occasion consistently over the years. So, thank you so much for coming in today, Kenton.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome.
I found my way into DEI honestly through loving people and seeing that there's a true power that can be positive interactions.
I think the meaning of life is to enjoy it, not to take yourself too seriously, but also to learn.
Tell you you need X, Y, and Z. That user adoption determines if you have a successful implementation or not.
What I refer to as finding is the meticulous things that